Hello and welcome to Selah, time to pause. So what? It's Friday and I'm here with a special guest today. Elizabeth's not here. I'm here with my good friend Josh. Hello Josh.
Hello Samuel, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, it's very nice to be here.
It's exciting.
Long time listener, big fan.
Quick disclaimer, apologies for the Star Wars jokes. I forgot to mention that, so if you don't know Star Wars you might not get them. That's the reason they're not funny. Back to the episode. You're a doctor, aren't you?
I am indeed, yes.
Do you know why do doctors make the best Jedi?
Why?
Because Jedi must have patience.
They're even worse in real life. Seeing how proud you look when you tell the joke.
Here's another one for you. What is the internal temperature of a tauntaun?
I don't know.
Lukewarm.
I will stop and breathe in your presence. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Right, so I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of the week and then I'm going to ask you some questions. Is that okay, Josh?
I'm very excited.
You've listened to the podcast this week, haven't you?
Indeed, every day in my car.
Every day. Dedicated listener.
Indeed.
Number one fan.
Thank you. I want a badge.
What do you want the badge to say?
Number one fan and really good looking.
Dedicated Salite. That thing. So on Monday, Ian shared with us who found who. Did Philip find Christ, or did Christ find Philip? He also shared with us a story of the angelic little boy who was looking out for those in need of a balloon.
I really enjoyed the story of Ian walking around. I had a really nice visual image in my head of
little
Ian wandering around
with
with a little balloon. But no, I thought it's a very sweet story as well. And a lovely story of Christ finding Philip, and is quite a reassuring thing in our lives that it's not about us chasing after Jesus. He's already sort of chasing after us and looking for us. I quite like that.
Yeah. And think about Christ chasing after you and chasing after Jesus. On Wednesday, I talked a lot about Star Wars.
You did.
And you're also into Star Wars.
I do love Star Wars.
We went to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And ran around
Star Wars Land
with lightsabers together.
Yeah, it was great.
So I mentioned when I first fell in love with Star Wars. And last week on Friday we talked about trying to build our passions into talking about Jesus. So I want to ask you two questions, Josh. First one, when did you first fall in love with Star Wars? And then the second one, when did you first fall in love with Jesus?
Very nice, tenuous link. So I remember my dad insisted that I watched episode 4 before anything, so how you should properly watch it, starting with A New Hope. And I remember hearing about Obi-Wan Kenobi and then seeing him as this old man and thinking, oh, he's not very cool and strong, he's just this old bloke. And then he has a fight with Darth Vader and sacrifices himself for Luke. And at that point, I was like, "This is very, very cool. I like this, and he's a hero." So I think that's when I properly thought this is a really cool set of films, and I really started to enjoy it. And then falling in love with Jesus, I also remember this very vividly. I was at a Central North summer school. I must have been maybe 12, 13, 14, and we were singing a song by Ben Cantillon called Love Came Down, and the bridge of it goes, by grace I'm free, you've rescued me, all I am is yours. And then it says, I found a love greater than life itself. And I remember looking around the room and seeing all these other young people with their arms in the air, really connecting with Jesus and thinking, I want that sort of thing, that sort of relationship with God. And then I suddenly just felt this overwhelming sense of peace and love, and that was when I think I decided I was a Christian and I believed it all.
Excellent. Thanks. And on Thursday, Ian talked about who chose who. And that was obviously a story when you chose Jesus. And Jesus chose you. Because we are all chosen, as Ian said, to be accepted by Christ.
I thought on Thursday, Ian actually addressed a very difficult question about whether everyone's going to go to heaven. And I think it's often a really challenging question, especially for people asking you about your Christian faith who aren't believers. I think it's a good thing to learn more about and have sort of a good answer, almost so you can have a good apologetic answer when asked, is this person going to go to heaven because they're bad or whatever. Ian helps me understand that a bit better by saying that we all are chosen, but it's sort of our free will and things that pulls us away from God and from heaven.
Yeah. I was thinking in the episode, halfway through it, I'm not really understanding this, and I've got to talk about this on Friday. But then at the end, he sums it up very nicely.
Yeah.
He said, were they pieced together in the womb to burn in the fires of hell? I thought, wow, what a statement. But then he was like, no. All are chosen, all are created with the invitation to heaven.
And I liked his, and I didn't know where he was going with the Parliament analogy. And then and for about 2 minutes, I sat and listened to him like, I don't know where you're going with this, Ian. And then suddenly at the end, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's really good.
And then on Tuesday, Elizabeth talked about the song No Doubt About It.
Very good song.
Which is a very good song. And she said she's been playing it over and over again. Since she told me about it, she was going to do an episode on it. I was like, playing over and over again.
I like finding a song like that you just keep playing. So.
Yeah.
Do you sit in the car and like you get to the end of the song and then just restart it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do that.
Yeah.
It's quite...
Yeah.
No, I did like this song a lot. I've never heard it before. But I liked particularly the bridge thing that says, I'm not going back, never going back. And then it says, I'll keep pressing on, I'll keep going strong. And when I first heard it, my immediate thoughts went to a different song, which is, I think it's tagged on the end of a Hillsong song these days, where they put in the old hymn of I've decided to follow Jesus. And it just reminded me, I've decided to follow Jesus, no turning back, and then the cross before me, the world behind me. And I think it's such a great statement for us to live by as Christian faith, that we're just going to keep following him, we're never going back, and that we'll just keep pushing on with the cross before us and not stressing about the world behind us.
Elizabeth said about looking back, we've come so far with God's grace and glory, and we've only just begun our journey with God. He's got so many great plans for us. We need to feel the hope in the journey we're on and the hope in the destination. I thought that was very nicely put.
Yeah. Very good choice, Elizabeth.
Very good choice. And then to round off this episode, you mentioned when you were talking about your first moment you fell in love with Jesus, the song I Found a Love Greater Than Life Itself. Is that what it's called?
I think it's called Love Came Down.
Love Came Down.
Yeah.
Just making the song name longer.
A beautiful song. And sort of one of the, I think when I was first starting to be a Christian, and it was like one of the big current worship songs at the time. It reminds me of a really beautiful time of falling in love with Jesus, but also reminds me of what a beautiful time I had growing up in a church with very loving, encouraging people, and sort of getting involved in worship music, which is now a massive passion of mine.
Thank you for joining us today again, Josh. We pray a blessing on you this week, and we pray that what you've said will bless the people who are listening. So thank you very much.
When I call on your name, you answer. When I fall, you are there by my side. You delivered me out of darkness. Now I stand in the hope of new life. By grace I'm free, you rescued me. All I am is yours. God and my firm foundation. You to